You mentioned your time with Steve Austin. Could you go into some more detail on that? And if you could have seen how big a star he was going to be at all in those days?
Oh gosh, Steve and I worked together probably a year and a half before he went to New York in Atlanta. And at the time that I was working with him, I was working in the office as an agent, and it was Bill Dundee, Greg Gagne, Mike Graham, Tony Schiavone, me, that we were taking care of business. And so when I heard that Steve was leaving, Steve told me, wait till Augusta one night in the car that I'm going to be going to New York. And I'm a when? Man, what is that? And he says, oh gosh, pretty soon. God, talk. So I have this old timer talk with him. And I say, well, you're making, what are you making? $250,000? 250,000? You got a year on your contract? God, burning bridges. It's a bad deal, son, burning bridges, I said, you burn a bridge, you can't go back. Old man story, I'm giving him all the stuff. You might ought to do your year, go ahead and make you 250, and that's good money, and hang it out, and then go on up to New York, And I didn't want him to leave me either, because, he and I were good together. There we are, man. Whew, rock and roll. That I thought a lot of him. Then he left, and then in '98, years after that, I went up to do Tennessee leave for him, and we're sitting in the dressing room, and he's sitting over there, and I know, that year he made 14 million or something in the year with all of his stuff, and really tearing the world apart. And he looked over there and he said, hey boys, he said, old Colonel now. He said, he said, you won't get a better manager, better performer right there, but he said, don't let him be handling your business a lot. And I just get a big crack out of it. I found it very funny, but I say, man, you're exactly right. You don't want me telling you not to burn bridges when you're making 250 grand. You got a chance to go make 14 million. I'm not hardly the colonel that ought to be running your business.
Do you think the Hollywood Blondes were split up too soon?
Not for me. Not for me. Boy, I love Pillman. Me and him. Whew. Did we have a heck of a match for that chicken match thing. It's one of the best matches I ever had in my life, and I was well in my 50s. And man, he took me to task. Gosh, dog, man, we burned it down. I had all kinds of respect for him, loved him, and Steve the same way. But I needed a guy. That Sid was gone. I needed a guy, and they had me busting that deal up, and I can't say that I even thought about that. I thought, well, it's time that they want to do this, so they're going to do it. So.